Welcome back. As you're watching the Diamond Breakfast, thank you so much for keeping with us. Now, on the 5th of November of this year, all roads should be leading towards the Mulungushi Conference Center, where Youth Bootcamp is set to take place, and quite a number of insights to be shared there. So here to discuss more on this is the Diamond TV Chief Visionary Officer in Costa, Mwansa, who is one of the keynote speakers at this event. Costa, welcome to the Diamond Breakfast.
Thank you, Landy, for having me. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I'm sure you are fine.
I'm very, very fine. After a splendid Independence long weekend, we're back at it and we're grinding on a Tuesday morning. Feels like a Monday, but I'm very fine.
That's great to hear. Now, speaking of the significance of the theme of this particular youth boot camp, why the unleashing the beast in you?
Great question. And I must say, first of all, that as conveners of this particular summit, we are dubbing it Unleash the Beast in You, targeting the youth. But I want to state very clearly that many have come out to ask, is this only for the young people? It's open to everybody who feels that they've sat a lot on that which is in them, especially the talent. So answering the question, why unleash the beast in you, we believe that there's always something great in a human being. And I always say that life is all about seed and growth and generation. So basically this summit or bootcamp is out there to really release that potential for people to get out of their comfort zones, for people to really break out of their shells, to get to start thinking of breaking out to do or achieve what it is that they've been intending to do. There's always that little voice inside of you, or wishes or dreams that people do have, but it's towered over by some sort of sense of fear or environmental forces that really tell you that you're going to fail or you cannot just do it because of the many forces around you. So the Unleash the Beast in You, really, if you see even in our promo, advert, talks about the greatness likened to something like a lion or soaring like an eagle. So this is what the whole theme is all about. It's really tapping into the inside of you and unleashing that greatness for you to impact society. Right.
And when we look at the target, obviously we're looking at the youth, but what is left for one that is above that age grouping that they feel
they're out of the youth bracket.
Are they still?
I think this is not a summit really for those below 35. Let's agree that youth in Zambia is very much delayed age-wise. I'd still want to call myself a youth, though by age definition, I'm out of that bracket. So I'll keep on emphasizing that do not feel left out, even if you feel that this is highly targeted at young people within the youth bracket demography. If you are in business, you're a startup or intending to start business, if you have a side hustle, you're already in employment, this is the summit for you, because there'll be quite a number of insightful nuggets. So whether you're 50, whether you're 47, you're more than welcome.
Right. And speaking of the insights, I mean, you're one of the keynote speakers there that will be expected to speak. What is expected of the various activities that will be taking place in as far as this summit is concerned?
Again, splendid. It's something that people don't need to miss out on, because we've put together really a cocktail and a lineup of great, business-minded people alike, people with great stories to share their experiences. This is not about celebrating, this is not about saying the people that will be speaking are highly successful and they've made it. It's people like myself with different skills, Patience Chisanga, Roy Muyelu, who is the co-founder of Probes, and each one of these guys is going to be bringing out various aspects and facets of what they're doing. Let me just quickly delve into some of these speakers. So, from Patience Chisanga, many have come to know her now. Obviously, she started her career through in media, but she now obviously does masterclasses and training on public speaking, which I feel is a very, very important art of anybody in business, because the number one salesperson or chief marketing officer of any business is yourself as a founder or a CEO. If you cannot sell your service or your product or talk more about yourself than anyone else. You don't expect to employ somebody to do that better than yourself. And I feel that the aspect of building self-confidence and public speaking is really the first thing that one should do in branding themselves. And this is where patients really, all the way from Frankfurt in Germany, will be coming to give that masterclass. Right. I'll be speaking personally, and I'm excited again about this, Landi. I'll not share this morning what I'm going to what my presentation is all about. Indeed. But just to scratch it about, it's going to be talking about self-confidence and really how to unleash that beast in you. Right. That's the keynote address that I'll be making. Then we have got 2 panel discussions, and again, for those people who feel that there are difficulties in unlocking capital, especially for young startups, we have the first panel discussion that is titled "Unlocking Capital Through fintech." Blockchain and financial technology now is the in thing with lots of opportunities. Right now we've got confirmation from 2 very powerful speakers, Chilufya Mutale, who is again a co-founder and CEO of Premier Credit. They're a micro-lending institution operating in the fintech space, where people can get small short-term business loans online via a USSD code. And this is a great opportunity for anybody looking at unlocking capital at smaller interests, at the click of a button, to come and interact with people from Premier Credit. We also have on board, like I mentioned, Probus. I'm excited about Roy Muyelu's presentation because many a times when young people are starting up in business and they really worry about, how do I come up with a business plan? How do I put up a document that is bankable to go and get, a loan from, a venture capital firm or from, lending institutions? How do I look at my accounting system? How do I look at my marketing strategy? What Probus has launched is what we're calling a startup business kit that has templates of business plans, that has templates of marketing strategies, that has templates of how to pay your NAPSA, how to pay your NIMA, how to pay your ZRA and things like that. Right. And this is what we'll be unleashing. We still are in the background in talks with a number of financial institutions, banks, that obviously as we go along the week or next week before the summit, we should be able to mention. I know that 2 of them have expressed quite a number of great interest, including some telecoms. The second panel, again, I'm excited because it features 3 young people that are in the business space, but in very different spaces. We've got one, Manda Elizabeth Sianga. She calls herself the Agro Queen. If you go onto social media or Twitter, you find her there. Right. A young, lady who's into fish farming, cattle ranching now. She recently launched, and a lot of vegetable farming as a business. This is a young lady under 30 that is doing great things in the agric sector. And it will be nice to come and hear her give her experiences and testimonies in terms of how she started and what she's doing in that space. We've got Helen, Ngwira Mwamba. She's also CEO and founder of her own spice business. It's called H&M. She's distributing these spices in major stores and supermarkets like Pick n Pay, ShopRite, and Melissa. The great opportunities with Helen's story is that her demand for locally grown spices outweighs the supply. Right. And the outgrower farmers that are supplying, these locally grown spices for her to be able to package. She's running a small factory in the light industrial area, and she's looking to build her capacity. She's managed to put up some seed capital to encourage more people to supply her with that type of spice. So already you can see that there's an opportunity for job creation in there because already the demand outweighs supply. Finally, we have young Emmanuel Mwansa, who runs a retail store called eMark. Computer accessories, cell phones. He's into retail trading. Again, he'll be giving testimony of his journey. We are still expecting to lock on a number of speakers to give testimony. So you can tell that it's a cocktail, but full of packed knowledge and excitement.
And surely people should not get to miss out on this one. But you scratched the surface in as far as the opportunities, some of the benefits that are to be derived just by being in attendance of this summit. What other opportunities lie for someone that is seeking to be a part of this?
I always encourage, young people and everybody alike. We're coming towards the end of the year, and probably for us, I'm talking about myself and patients who do this thing throughout the year. This is the biggest and last summit we'll be doing for 2022. And obviously, everybody, as the year comes to an end, will be looking at making resolutions for the year coming. What are the opportunities? Networking, connecting you directly to these capital institutions, banks, microlenders, networking to tell stories and share experiences. You might just be surprised on the fact that you have so much in common with other people in terms of, oh, you also feeling like this. How did you start? You go through these experiences. How do you deal with employees? How do you deal with capital issues? How do you deal with tax issues? So it's a great opportunity to network. But the more important thing as well is that you need to invest in yourself for you to be able to unleash in yourself.
Right.
So it's an opportunity to actually invest in yourself. 200 kwacha or 250 kwacha can sound like lots of money, but it's an investment worthwhile. So what are the benefits? Networking, contacts, unlocking, resources and opportunities, but above all, investing in oneself.
Right. And speaking of the initiative in itself, who birthed this idea, and really which people are behind this particular initiative?
So my good friend Patience has obviously been coming back home to Zambia to conduct a number of master classes on her public speaking passion. She's a member of Toastmasters, but really has branded herself on the lines of public speaking. She does that both for the corporate world. She does that obviously for individual training. And her and I teamed up more recently, I think 3 months ago. We held a similar training at the Quorum where I was a guest speaker, and it's from that training that we thought we could team up together and put our talents and our passions together. We're very passionate about empowering the little that we continue to learn into other people, but also are really passionate about seeing the prosperity of this country through private sector and what young people can contribute through entrepreneurship. So this was basically a brainchild of myself and Patience Chisanga. And allow me to say on this platform that this one that we're holding on the 5th of November is an inaugural one. We intend to have this summit for young people, obviously with different themes each year. And God granting us life, we should be able to do it next year.
And may God grant you that much needed life. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Diamond Breakfast.
And thanks for having me.
Thank you. We were speaking with CVO Costa Mwansa, Chief Visionary Officer for Diamond Television, who will be a keynote speaker at the 5th of November's Youth Bootcamp, which is dubbed Unleash the Beast in You. You should definitely set a date and make sure to be in attendance of this, as various insights will be shared, prospecting you on business and just giving you that much needed urge to be a person that adds value not only to yourself but to your societies as well. We'll take a short break at this point in time. Well, this is where I get to take my breakfast leave, but the remainder of the team will be joining you, carrying you on to the hour of 9:30. My name is Landilani Banda.